Welcome everybody to my next vlog, my next camping vlog actually. The September has been so nice, the whole fall is really nice up here in Ontario, that I decided to do a little camp up on the K&P. If you've watched my other videos, you've seen my previous camping up that way, and I'm going to look for some spot on some crown land again and do some wild camping. Just passing through Poland, the village of Poland. I do attempt to look up information about the small towns to give me too some a little bit of history and what made these towns run, and why they came to be in the old days. But there aren't too many resources online. Here I am stopping at a Black Creek that we used to fish in quite a lot. There used to be some really good bass in here, largemouth bass, and then a couple of years after we were fishing here, somebody blew the dam, and the beaver dam, and drained the whole swamp. But now must be good maybe 10 years later, the swamp looks like it's come back into its own again, filled back up, and it looks pretty. I haven't been paddling in here for years, so we'll have to try it again. We're heading north on Black Creek Road. And we're getting close to Joe's Lake now. I'm not sure if this is part of Joe's Lake or not. I see the church and everything. On the map, Joe's Lake is marked as this corner here. And here we're crossing the Clyde River, apparently named after the River Clyde in Scotland. There were, of course, a lot of Scottish immigrants in this area. And this is Joe's Lake on the left. Beautiful lake. This is a nice ride through here. Really, I had a really perfect day for doing it as well. The gravel is a little loose, so I had to take it easy on the turns, but on the corners. But on the whole, this is a really nice road for a dirt road. There aren't too many colors showing in the trees yet, but in my videos later on, you can see some color developing, and it gets quite bright. This is Clyde Forks, again an area that I tried to find information on the history of, but really didn't see too much of it. Built up, a lot of these towns were built up around the logging or the mining industry. There is apparently an abandoned mine that you can still go into just ahead of us, next to the just off the K&P. We just passed a root cellar. Now in the last little while, the owners, I guess, have cemented up the front to make it more, to seal it more against the weather, I suppose. But quite a few years, it was the original stone front, and you could just walk in there and look in there and hark back to days when they used to use it as a storage for the vegetables. I'm on the K&P now, and just stopped for a little break and just to look at the the scenery. There's a little frog just enjoying the sun and the scenery as well. It's nice riding, but it's also nice just to stop and breathe and take in the surrounding area. And of course, it was quite warm. We got up into the 30s this week, and so I drank a lot of water, being out in the sun. There are a couple of house owners. I'm not sure if these houses are all year round or just seasonal. This is a good sized house, but the only access is the K&P Trail, which isn't cleared during the winter. I guess they could come in here by skidoo or four-wheeler or whatever, because this is a maintained snowmobiling trail in the winter. And this is Flower Station. Obviously all the names, a lot of them end with station, because this being an old railway line, they were stations. I know I've said it before, but I always imagined back in the 1800s when the families or the sportsmen, the outdoorsmen, used to take the train up through this area. It must have been so beautiful and wild back then. Must have been quite an exciting trip. You can imagine a kid on a steam train back in the day, just going up to spend time up here. Or I imagine too, a lot of the communities, this is the only way they had, the best way of getting to the main centres. They wanted to go down to Kingston or up to Pembroke or whatever, they'd take the train. Anyway, on the left here we see Clyde Lake. There are a few cottages around here, but we do come part way down the lake. It does change to Crown land, so a lot of it is open for public use, and just beautiful areas. So quiet. It is during the week, so less likely to see a lot of cottagers up here, and because of the weather, cottagers are staying open a little longer this year, I'm sure. Most of the trail is really well maintained and kept, but we've had some rain, so there are a few puddles here and there, a few little potholes, but nothing the 16-inch scooter tires can't handle. I stopped quite a while along, quite a few times along the trail, looking for potential campsites, but as you can see, poison ivy was an issue. I imagine it's always along here, but unless you're trying to go off the main trail, you don't really notice it. I'm a little sensitive to poison ivy, so I stay away from there. So I did go further north, looking around a pond that I wanted to camp next to, but there were no possibilities. So I came back down, and near Clyde Lake, on the other side of the road, I found this flatter area that I could actually go into with my bike. And slowly, for sure, but I could get in. do some bushwhacking with my scooter. I walked in ahead of time to see that I could actually come in through here. Had to clear a few branches here and there to get to the trees I wanted to hang the hammock in. And you know, this is a good area. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2 when I set up the camp. See you later.